Hey guys, back again, big GT fan here. We're talking about the FX Holden today, so the 48-215, so let's get into it. This is the Ute version, 1950, but I will talk about the sedan as well, even though this game does not have the sedan. It was a DLC for Forza Horizon 3, but I do not have that full game, and hopefully one day I should get it, so let's get into it. So anyway, this is the 48-215. It hang on, try and zoom out a bit as far as it'll let me. So in 1946, GMH wanted to do their version. Wanted to do their own car in Australia. So up until then, I think 1920s or 1930s. A guy with the last name Tarrant, he had he built a car. He built about 20 to 30 of them, and that was sort of back when Holden was bodying Chev and a few other. Oh, this light! It's always the light we got. But yeah, like bodying Chev, and then Ford Australia was doing the bodies from over the States with their Fords, and then the Ute actually came. Well, it wasn't a Chev Ute. It wasn't a it wasn't any other Ute, but Ford actually developed the Ute body in 1933 or 34 with the 34 Ford, and that was the first ever steel body Ute, and that came from a letter from a farmer's wife that she wrote to Ford saying, well, you know, I need to take the kids to, you know, school and whatever else, and need to do shopping and then get cattle and stuff. So I need a, you know, we need a car for the farm. So that's how the Ute was built, and so anyway, let's get back to the Holden. But anyway, this is the 48-215 FX. Had a 132 grey motor, not a 138, as I actually thought for years it was a 138, but it wasn't. It was actually a 132 cubic inch. Oil bath carburetor, oil bath air cleaner, Strombo carburetor, and these back in the day, you know, people used to hot them up. And then run. They ran a 6-volt system, a 6-volt system with, I think I'm pretty sure they were positive earth. I'm not real sure on it. I hope if someone can correct me, or they're negative earth. I'm not too sure on that, but they were a 6-volt system. So bare essentials, drum brakes all round. And if you notice with the FXs, so this car was actually it was in Detroit, like Holden, they sent a prototype over there. So we done a prototype first, and they sent it over there to Detroit. And that car, it's in one of the museums. There was a museum, Holden Museum, down in Trafalgar, Victoria. And Neil Joyner, he said, out of his own, rest in peace, Neil. But he said that the prototype that they did would have covered at least 4 models, where this shape only covered 2 models. So these were the Humpy, as they will nickname the Humpy Holden. So yeah, so we had the FX, or the 48-215, and then we had the 50, I think they called it 53-225. I'm pretty sure that's what because this was a 52-215, I think it was. No, I'm not real sure on the Ute number coding, but yeah, this so as you can see, this has indicators on it. Well, they didn't have indicators back then, but someone's put that on, you know, for safety reasons. But they had with this, it had this bare essentials, and then the FJ came out, and that had more chrome, different grille, And if you notice, Americans, any Americans watching this, because I know Americans watch my channel, you notice that badge. Well, that badge actually is a Cadillac badge with a Holden line in it. So, yeah, this was just all it was a scaled down 46 Chev, and that's the design we got. So, yeah, because our prototype got rejected by Detroit, they didn't want it because it was going to cost too much. So they just thought, well, no, we'll just rebadge a 46 Chev. So, but it had, so this it had a 3-speed on the tree, like 3-speed crash, no synchron first. Don't know if it had synchron second. These ones, I think they were full. I don't think they were full crash. I think they were synchron, no synchron first, and then second and third. So. And then with the EJ, I think it was the FC model, that's when they bought them out to the 138. They bought it out to they bought the 132 out to the 138. So, but all these things were just workhorses. They were, yeah, they were, you know. But now they're worth a fortune now. You hardly ever see an FX Ute on the road. See, I've actually, with this one in this game, I've actually hotted it up. Still retaining the 132, but I've hotted it up so there's a bit more speed. So on the test drive, I'll actually show you guys. So we'll go inside it. I'll do a slideshow. We'll do the slideshow. It's easier. So yeah, but yeah, this thing, you know, and then the FJ came out. Everyone saw the FJ movie. And that sort of put that thing into cinema. Not really. It was just a B model movie, a B class. But yeah, no, in its day, you know. And then after that, I think after the FJ came the FE, and then the FC. So, and then on from there. But yeah, this was literally the first Ute. But if I could have got the like I said, if I could have got the other I could have done the sedan review. So, but anyway, but the 138 motor, they actually went from the FE model right up to the EJ model. So, and then in the H we had the first of the red motor, 149, 179. So that's when we started getting more power out of those cars. Because this thing here was, yeah, it was sluggish. But no, people used to hot them up for racing, you know. Used to put, yeah, you know, and then the 80s and the 70s came along, well, 60s came along, well, you know, let's put a 4-speed in it. Put triples off it and doing carbies and all that sort of stuff. So, anyway, let's get into this. Anyway, that's probably much I can actually say about this car now, and let's get into it and see, and take it for a test drive and see how she handles. Let's go free play. Go race setup. Let's do a test drive. We'll do. I won't do Le Mans. Take it around some twisty bits. Stuff it. I'll take it around Bathurst. So let's go Bathurst. Stuff it. Righto. Let's get into this. Take for one lap. A couple. Oh, one. Yeah. Well, I'll do one lap in it. So I'll just get off a bit. Righto. Here we go. So I've done this up. It would have meant much slowness, but I can't have it that slow. So it's got a 5-speed manual. Second, third. You can really hear that Stromberg's, that classic, you know, Stromberg sound. Back to second or third. Back to second. Just let her scream. Well, they only had carburation. I think it was 1.25 inches. I think they only had 1.25 inches of carburation. And look, like seriously, the same. And my mate Stu, he was actually, he was amazed that because he's British, that Australians could make a 6-cylinder run off 1.25 inches carburation, what they used to use on little minis and stuff. And he was just amazed of how it all worked. Nope. Watch me bend it. Watch me bend it if I don't come through here. Back to third. Back to second. Back to first. There you go. Bent it. Let's see what it gets down the straight. Love that sound. Love that Stromberg sound. Let's rev it right out. Like out of this, probably top speed would have been 50 mile an hour. But just saying, yeah, I've put I've put a bit more horses. I do it 4-speed. There we go. Scream his head off. Back to second. Back to first. So yeah, Australia's own car will, yes and no. So yeah, yes and no. It, you know, it was Australia's own car, but wasn't designed by us. And the HD Holden was not designed by us either. That was actually all designed in Detroit, that car, right down to those knee crippler guards. So yeah, nice car. But yeah, I get asked all the time, what game is this, and how I can do my reviews without having a license and being legally blind. Well, this is how I do it. And yeah, anyway, I hope you liked it, and I'll get back to you soon. Big GT fan out. Done. Now I've got to go fucking create now. Can't.